Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633 and today we're going to start another week of my Bionicle reviews. This time we're going to take a look at the 2016 Toa. Now, I did not review the original Toa, and that's just because by the time I went ahead and got the sets, it did take me some time to get a hold of them, and I managed to get all the villains quite fast compared to what I did with the Toa, so I decided to just do the villains and move on from there. But this time we're going to take a look at the 2016 Toa to remedy that problem. Anyways, unlike the previous releases, I did end up getting all the creatures as well, so it's actually pretty cool what the creatures can actually do this time around compared to what the Protectors did for the 2015 line. So anyways, we'll take a look at their boxes. First, we're going to start with Tahu's box. It is part of the larger scale boxes once again, so it is the $20 price as normal. It has a picture of the golden mask that Tahu uses. Really cool picture of Tahu. And the picture shows a picture of how it looks like combined with the creature. First, we're going to take a look at Toa Tahu specifically. Now, the 2016 releases are actually quite impressive since not only did it advance on the system that was introduced in the 2015 line, but it also advanced just the overall build of the toy as well. As you can see, most of its body is plated with all these different parts of armor, which was not present in the 2015 releases. And while it did cover up most of the armor, this time around, Lego has done a really nice job designing the entire team of Toa with armors that actually cover almost 90, if not all percent of the body. So that's really nice. They've even went ahead and advanced the articulation. Now, articulation-wise, isn't just the arms. It's pretty much the same you're going to get as if you had seen on the previous Toa. However, they do not have the gear gimmick, at least in the shoulders. The older Toa had the gimmick in the gears to activate different kind of slashing gimmicks and various other things, but these Toa actually have something a little bit different. Other points of articulation includes ball joints in the elbows, same thing with the wrists, so you're going to get a full round of movement there. His head is on a ball joint, which allows full movement, and they've even went ahead and changed the way that the masks come off, since it is well known that the 2015 masks had a problem of easily coming off the Toa just because it was the whole gimmick that year. Now, while it was a cool gimmick in terms of functionality, in terms of just probably displaying and playing around with it, when you just played around with the Toa, the masks would come off quite easily, especially on some of them, but it's cool that they actually changed that system here. You need a little bit of more force to actually remove the mask this time around. Articulation in the hips is pretty much the same. You're seeing from the 2015 releases. It does have movement also in the knees, and also ball joints in the ankles. So that's really nice. Now, the part that they changed, which is a complete improvement to the earlier systems of just these type of figures in general, is that they actually added the gears, but in the waist. Now, what that does is that it actually gives it a waist joint. Now, this is extremely awesome, since none of the previous Bionicles, including the older Bionicle releases, did not have any real way of a waist joint. So this is a huge improvement in the system, and it'll be nice to see what else Lego will do with the next upcoming releases in just the lines in general, maybe even to some of the Nexo-Knights and various other things. But anyways, that's it for the articulation-wise in the figure alone. He does feature these really nice little blade weapons, where if you pull these gears, the blades actually extend and collapse as you turn them. So, he does have two of these, and unlike other versions of Tahu, he doesn't really have an ability to kind of combine them, which is kind of interesting that this time around they just give him two weapons that stand alone. But it's still nice to actually see them actually have an ability to turn the weapons and so on, and give a little bit more play value in terms of that. So that's pretty much it for Tahu on his own. Now, before we go ahead and look at the creature, we're going to take a look at the mask. As you can see, the mask is actually gold, but it does have the translucent red bits, and the same thing goes for the other versions of the mask. They do have the translucent bits based on the colors of the Toa. So we're just going to take off his mask and put on the golden mask, since this will actually come into play in a little bit. So now we're going to take a look at the first of the creatures, which is Ikir, the creature of fire. Now, each of the creatures also include a little trap, which is a gimmick in this time around, where, unlike the last year with the skull spiders, now we're going to take a look at these little traps, which are actually quite interesting, and they have some pretty cool gimmicks to them. So first we're going to take a look at, sorry about that, the trap itself. Each of the traps are mostly based of the same pieces. However, each of them do feature a brand new type of, well, not brand new should I say, but it does have a different type of way that the legs are formed. So you can see these are just the clear little claw pieces, which works pretty well. And inside is just the standard connecting pieces, and they can actually fully collapse together, which is really awesome. I really enjoyed the little traps that each of the sets come with. The only set that does not come with it, which we'll get to later on this week, is Kopaka, since they decided to actually combine both of the creature and the Toa into one set. So first we're going to take a look at Ikir, which actually looks really nice. It's like this little bird eagle kind of style. It's got these really large wings, which are mostly made of little blade parts, but they can actually extend out, and looks like he's flying and so on. He does have these little talon pieces, which are also present as you see on the trap, and they're articulated, so they're really nice. Other points of articulation is that the little wing pieces here do have a ball joint attached there. Same thing with the neck, and the upper neck as well. He does have ball joints in the hips here, and also in the ankles, so that's really nice. Now the main gimmick for this creature is that when you pull the tail pieces back here, the wings will flap. Now this also comes into play when you actually are able to attach the Toa. Now this is where it becomes very cool, since now the actual creatures have a lot more interaction with the actual set, so they're a lot more worth getting. To attach this, basically what it is that there's these little holes here. They're going to attach to ports that are attached to the back here. So now, what we're just going to do is just kind of place them into a specific way so you can get the feet out of the way. And now we're going to attach this together. And then what's cool is that the heads of the creatures actually form as little battle masks for all the Toa. So now we have Tahu completely combined in the full flight mode. Now that's really awesome. I think they did a really nice job incorporating different sets into the main Toa builds. Now, each of the individual creatures really do not have a lot to them on their own, but they work really well in tangent with the actual Toa, and I think that makes it a lot more worth it this time to actually collect the entire 2016 line, to the point where they even have the creatures able to attach the Toa. So I highly recommend picking both of these sets. Just to have a little note, the Tahu set is set 7,138, and it includes 132 pieces. For Ikir, it is set 7,103, and it includes 77 pieces. So they're really nice sets, and I highly recommend picking up the entire 2016 Bionicle line if you can. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with another Bionicle review, but this time, we're just going to move on ahead. So, please comment and subscribe, and check out Hiratagu, where this video will be posted. Also, please check out the other channels down below, and please check me out on Twitter under Darkon633, and tune in tomorrow for another Bionicle review. But for now, bye YouTube.